This is North Dakota Today.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to North Dakota Today. I'm Phoenix O'Connor.
And I'm Anna Johnson.
And today is Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
Just in case you didn't know.
Yep. Super exciting things. I mean, yesterday was a very, very fast day, like a very busy news day. If anybody was watching the news every day, like 5 minutes, every 5 minutes is like another thing was happening. And so, woo, today's probably going to be a little more chill.
Yeah, well, for me, it was such a North Dakota day because the conversations I had with my friends is the weather would be okay if it wasn't for the wind.
Oh, it's always the wind.
It's always the wind. You know, I guess obviously we're here in the prairies and everything like that, but it was just the wind. It's like you walk out, I'm ready to take off that winter coat so badly. And then so you kind of dress a little more spring-like, and then the wind is with that Arctic, it's just like a pain of the Arctic weather.
Every time. It is.
Yeah.
Okay, funny thing. So if you were watching the 4 o'clock news yesterday, which I hope you were, we did the Will Smith story.
Oh,
the
yes.
whole Will Smith slap.
We talked about it yesterday, too.
And then, of course, after that, we go directly to our last weather, because it's the end of the show, which Hutch opened with. The weather today is like a slap in the face.
Oh, golf? Yeah, Ken?
He's a king. Hutch is a king.
Yeah.
But if you're thinking it's Tuesday,
Yeah.
I'm not in love with it, but I want to do some good. Did you know today is Small Business Day?
Yes. Well, we give them love, I feel like, almost every day. And you should too. You know, always give those small businesses some love because, number one, I really feel it helps stimulate the local economy. You know, that money is being spent right here in the Fargo-Moorhead, Grand Forks area. And also, you're helping someone pay for Little League softball and
dance
things.
lessons.
Right, all of that.
Pay off their vehicle. I actually have a friend who has her own little, not little, but she has her own side hustles outside of her regular day job, and she's paid off vehicles. She added an extension to her house. I mean,
I really want to take the courage to start my own product line, but it really does take a lot of courage and a lot of time dedication. I just don't know where I can set aside the time, but I really give kudos to people who open up their own business and start what they do that they're passionate about, because they're their own boss. But they definitely don't sign up for 40-hour work weeks.
Correct.
They sign up for 24 hours, 7 days a week.
They do. And apparently there are over 74,000 small businesses in the Fargo-Moorhead area, and I think that's wonderful. So yay for mom and pop shops.
Yeah, I feel like there really is a lot. You know, here on this show, we have the pleasure of being able to speak to a lot of them. And I feel like there's never any short of a content. You know, this is not an area where it's all mainstreams. Of course, you have the corporations. Of course, we have all that. But I've been pleasantly surprised to know that just in our region, how many small business owners we actually have.
And I think the pandemic actually spawned a lot of these small businesses because people realized they didn't have a work-life balance before the pandemic. Now they want to work for themselves. And
I also think social media, websites like Etsy and things like that have helped people be able to launch that, because now your customers are everywhere. They're not just at farmers markets. They're not just here. They're on the World Wide Web.
I know. Well, congrats, small businesses. Thank you for letting us be a part of your journey, too. We love it. And if you have a small business and you want to come on the show, you can message us on our Facebook page or email us, and we'd love to hear from you.
And we still want to hear about those Easter basket and peeps. If you elect our peep idea, we still want other people, if you don't have business, we want to see your pictures of our wonderful ideas and see how you bring them into your homes.
Yeah,
as well.
and our team here, for the record, we did give them the peeps after the show. They were split. We do have one person in our newsroom in the evening, Stacy Van Dyke, loves peeps. She took all the peeps. Yeah, she's
there's
a big
one
fan.
peep left. That's still on
just
the tray.
one, last man standing there. Yeah, so people love him or hate him. It's hard to say.
They've just got to come right out of the package where the marshmallow is still kind of soft.
So speaking of another polarizing figure besides the peep, Taylor Swift. Some people love Taylor Swift, some people don't love Taylor Swift. She received an honorary doctorate of fine arts. How do you feel about honorary degrees? They're just like, we like you, here's a degree.
I guess I see it like this. You look at, I know that she came from a very supportive father who went to radio stations and said, play my daughter's music. So I feel like having a supportive family really does help, knowing the right people and all of that. But I feel like when it comes to a lot of these honorary doctorate or honorary degrees, they've experienced an education in the real world. And I feel like real world experience is, if not more valuable than book smarts. So I don't know. I guess it depends on the person, the situation, and I feel like she did go to the university. She did go to school, just in a different way. She experienced it in real life, and she's under the spotlight. I don't feel like people really understand that. Whenever you're on TV, we're on the spotlight, meaning like you get to have the pleasure of having a bad day. You have the pleasure of making a mistake, and people, you just go about your business. You might fall, but when you're there and you're an A-list celebrity, and by all means, like, none of us
we're not A-list.
we're not. Yeah, no. But I feel like she's under the spotlight, and she deserves it. And it's all about uplifting and empowering people, and don't tear them down.
I'm kind of torn on this one because while I do appreciate like the real world experience, and a lot of us in our jobs have leaned on that more heavily maybe than the education, just depending on industry. There's another side of it where it's like if somebody did get all the way to earning a doctorate and they spent all those years in school and they're like, really, Taylor Swift?
But
it's hard to say.
They're learning how to read a contract. They're learning how that works. And she was experiencing in real life, seeing those real contracts, negotiating real situations. So I understand what you're saying, because a lot of these people going to school, they really do put a lot of effort and a lot of sweat. But some people, they just experience it in a real life way, and hopefully just her having at least that education inspires other women. Also, and other men too. It's not always about what girls.
What is the career path of a doctorate in fine arts? Like literally, if you went to school for a doctorate in fine arts, I have no idea.
She's an artist, she's a songwriter. That's fine arts.
No, but I mean, like, if you graduated with the actual doctorate, like, what would you do for? I don't know, unless you just teach fine arts. I have no idea.
Become an artist, I guess. But
very well-read artists.
Yes.
So I guess good for her. Really quick, have you heard about the metaverse? Have you ever heard of the metaverse?
No.
Okay. My husband actually mentioned this to me, and then I know that CBS was doing a whole special on it. So the metaverse apparently is this virtual reality world where people are literally buying and selling real estate to live in this virtual reality world.
My goodness. I feel, now that you're saying it like this, I can relate, not personally, but I feel like with younger generations that they are living in that world. You look at Roblox, you look at these chat rooms. Back in my old days, we had those online, AOL chat rooms, but I feel like people are already living in a digital world. It's just a lot more different, where before, again, back in my day, when you're in high school, you got dropped off at the mall, you watched a movie, your parents picked you up around 10 or 11, and now you just live your life online.
Well, and I had asked my husband, like, what does this actually look like? Like, down the road, what is the goal of this? What is it going to look like? And what he told me was basically like, yeah, I mean, if you don't like your life, you just kind of get hooked up to life support, and you stay in this VR world, and that's your life. And I was like, oh, it's not for me. Yeah, but if you're curious what that would be like, watch the show Upload.
Okay.
Because that's kind of, Upload is like that. Upload is like when you die, you get to choose, do you want your consciousness uploaded to a virtual reality world, or do you want to actually die? So a lot of people are suspending their death living this virtual reality world. It's really actually a really good show. It's funny, very funny. So
very
check it
deep.
Out. Season 2 is coming out. But stay with us. Up next, we have natural products to help you care for your feminine parts.
But first, we have your local steals and deals.